Hello. Hello. It's the game. The game is here. We have it. It's the city. No update. Just a game. Am I gonna have to turn the music down? Probably. Maybe I have to turn the game down. How about that? I still want to hear dialogue though. Music. UI can go down too. Alright. That'll be better. Hello, I've been way too excited for this. It's the Forgotten City standalone. Yo ho! Yo ho indeed. Just pop out the chat. Have my OBS standing by. This is looking good. I think. Oh, I saw some buffering. I hope that's just because I'm moving windows around. I don't know what this white hallway is, but I'm gonna ignore this message, because I'm not the first. I know I'm not the first. So I know a bit, because I played the mod. But I hope there's surprises in store anyway. Let's go. Let's experience this experience. Four years, hot damn. From the trailers, I'm getting a walking simulator vibe. But we'll see. There's walking simulator with conversations. It'll be interesting to see what's different. This is different. Hello.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Ah. That makes sense. Let's go with me.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
So they're leaving this to me. That's interesting. My character has no backstory. My character is not the interesting part, of course, how I got here. The city is the interesting part. These are some options though. Oh! I get stuff from this. I get bullets! Crap. Alright. Run speed. Oh, this looks like there's gonna be combat. 10 bullets. So I'm wondering, there's no way to get more. I think that probably means when I reset the loop, I'm still not gonna get my bullets back. I think run speed is the best for this. Probably, I'm gonna...
Really? You know what? Don't answer that. I don't think I want to know.
Oh, well, this is cool. She seems nice.
Look, you've just been through a trauma, so I'm gonna forget you said that. But you owe me, and I need a favor. There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me.
Alright, this is
He
familiar.
went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped, or injured, or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him. So I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him?
There's gonna be no
if
museum.
You can do
No.
that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
So, am I injured? I came floating down the river. This seems like a dangerous thing to ask me to do in this situation. There will be no museum. I'm doing this instead of anything Skyrim today. The editing of the next episode is taking longer than I wanted it to.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know?
What's her name in Skyrim again? Talia or something, right? Yeah, lip sync is yeah. That's a thing. Who are you?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
Do you have a name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
I mean, I just confessed to being an outlaw. That makes sense. I'm gonna push it though.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey.
Karen!
It's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Alright.
Yeah, something like that. But right now, I have bigger problems, like finding Al.
That was good.
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other.
Cassia.
I guess
That's
not.
her name.
But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
I'm sure he'll be dead.
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
Makes sense, Roman.
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al... What am I, an idiot?
Yes.
You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me. Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
I'm tempted.
Are you serious? I just saved your life, and you can't do this one little thing for me. What kind of an Ugh. Look, if you won't do it for me, do it for yourself. You want to know what you're doing here, right?
What am I gonna find out about me in an ancient Roman ruin?
My
Alright.
hero. The entrance is just past those columns behind you.
I'm
Oh,
gonna do it for
and
me because
if
I
you
want to
like this-
play the game.
But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Flashlight. Alright. Whoa. Bit framey. Alright. I'm gonna have to turn this down. What to turn down though? Oh, hello. By motion blur. Let's start with that. Ah, sprint. Right, I get 25%. This is a good sprint. It just showed me tutorial for the flashlight and I missed it entirely. Controls. Good. Yes, bindings. Makes more sense. Weapon. There's combat, that's good. Someone remind me what it told me about the flashlight. Do we just click? No. Oh. Zoom. Crouch on C. Stealth is gonna be a thing, surely. Quests. There's quests. That's good. Okay. I'm sure it told me how to use the flashlight and I missed it completely. That's actually a bad. Zoom, weapon, photo mode. That's not helpful. Is this a secondary weapon? No. Oh. Scroll. It is a secondary weapon. Cool. Okay. Told me how to move. Nice, thank you. Alright, there's gonna be a drop, right? And then... There's already Roman stuff, though. Well, there it is. The flashlight tutorial that I was looking for. Alright. She didn't look far, did she? Al's stuff is right here. Before the point of no return. It does seem strange. Okay.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation. Or a warning. Al Worth.
An invitation or a warning, that's in the mod 2. Right, so what I know from trailers and stuff is that the showered in gold line is actually very literal. Ah! Oh, it locked the door behind me. How nice. I saw that coming. Permanently fixed in place. Oh. You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtual shall be rewarded with internal... We know this. Because the note told us. So down is the way to go, I guess. It doesn't flip over completely. Well, there's only one way. Let's go. Well, this is dark. Flashlight in the water. Smart. A lot of gold here, yeah. That was correct. Oh, hello. Oh, playing tricks are we? Right. Pardon? Yeah, hi. I know you're looking at me. Yeah, hello. Great. This is not unnerving. Which one just moved? I can hear them moving. So that's good to see it coming. That's a nice hat. Hey. Are we doing Weeping Angels? I mean, they're not actually... They're just looking at me. This guy's not moving though. No, just some of them. Hey. Hi. There's a lot of them. Can you speak English? Thank you. So the city. Welcome. Hey. The fact that they are statues, I think these are like... Right. This is actually nice. I prefer this over the whole Dwemer automatons burning the place down. Hey. Because you can actually tell a story from the, you know, remains gold as they are. It's better than charred corpses. What are you doing up there, sir? Your position makes no sense. Yeah, you. I think you're a sir. Are you a sir? No, actually, probably not a sir. Why are you up there, though? Hey. What are you looking at? Oh, praying for help. Okay. The city is very different. Oh, hello. You're already dead. He's already dead. Oh, hello. He's gold. So that's different, right? Because he got hit by the law in this. And suicided. It's both. A change. Why do you look like you're smiling, though? Does he look like he's smiling? He looked like he... No. That's just a shadow, I guess. So he's...
Whoever raised this...
Oh, hello.
I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse. You'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. In here, there are only two options: death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past.
Huh.
I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
So it immediately acknowledges a gateway to the past. Now the mod kinda hides it, talking about the lake house instead of a literal time portal, which you figure out when you enter the lake house. I guess the mystery is not that... Oh, hello. You're actually... I can push you out. Oh. I can push them. So it just skips the mystery of the lake house and goes straight to time portal. And stuff keeps whispering at me in, I guess, Latin, probably, right? Wow. It's not even a little bit of a secret. Yeah, I'm going in. Let's go. TARDIS noise! They actually made a time vortex. Alright. Photo mode. Or is there some solid load times? Alrighty. Ah, okay. Well, if this isn't cheating mode, I don't know what is. Alright.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Galerius. He's Golvar, right? Similar.
What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine? Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? And you've just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you, and what were you doing in that shrine?
Truth or lie? Hello? Welcome back. Right, Golvar, if that is your real name. I've just come from the future.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here. We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March? It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the Empire are you from, exactly? Hey, not so loud. Just saying that name could land you in trouble here. If you haven't heard, his cultists burned down half of Rome last year. Horrible business. I heard Nero executed some of them, but a lot of people are still angry with them, even down here. So, if you're one of them, keep it to yourself. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So, let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it.
The golden.
Well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in.
Oh, I'd
So
love to
then,
meet him.
You coming?
If Maisie exists in this game, I don't want to meet this man.
Follow me.
Right,
When
let's
I
go.
first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now.
Out to walk. How
Only
nice.
23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. Not
Missing?
sure how, since
That's new.
Nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
This is exactly
That
from the
pompous
mod.
old bore won't be magistrate for much longer.
That's new.
Anyone who helps vote him out
Vote?
today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
A vote?
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the Forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the
Horatius.
magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him
Sentius?
personally. Follow me, please. I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today. Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
That's nice. I'm gonna... Hello? Yeah, you still look at me. So now they whisper at me in words I can understand, because I now speak Latin, I think. Suddenly. And they're still looking at me. Hold on. So... You know, I assume the statues from the future, from the present day, are the victims of the Golden Rule. But there are already statues here now. Fuck. Hello. Is there a girl in your basement?
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. Something about your demeanor gives me the urge to caution you against doing anything, shall we say, unlawful while you're here. Is that understood? Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
A lot is the same for now.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Yes.
Well, I'm not sure I believe
Well, I've
that.
witnessed gold statues look
But
at
the
me, so
reason
yes.
for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one."
So that line's
From what
still
we
here.
can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up.
There's a sun.
And now it seems that
I
day
never
is
looked up.
finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
So, the many shall suffer for the sins of the one still here.
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes, or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Right. Let's keep the peace for now, I think.
I'm glad you agree. The key things to remember are that we have laws forbidding treason and blasphemy, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on.
Alright.
I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
Alright, so clearly blasphemy is not a sin then, right? If people are already blaspheming and the rule has not been triggered, then blasphemy is not a sin. Easy. Next.
You see, In my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to
Yeah.
Proserpina, the goddess of
Sorry
the
about that.
cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
Does it sound right again now? Alright, good.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
I pulled a cord. Yeah, quite a lot. They have to recontextualize, right? It's Roman now. So everything changes because it's Roman now.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it. All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual.
No, he says that out pretty quick.
I don't suppose you saw
the mod
any
too.
sign of me in the future?
The the main thing is that makes it different with this guy in particular in this first conversation is that the time skip is only 7 years in Skyrim. Here it's more like 2000.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you? Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
He writes a note. Metellus writes a note instructing you to go through the portal and fix everything. And you show him that note. So he also knows.
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Yes. He recognizes his own handwriting. Exactly.
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
So I know this game has 4 endings. All of them require a paradox. And obviously, just like in the mod, this guy is at the center of the loop. He creates the loop. So one of them will be to kill this guy. I have to find a way to kill this guy, basically.
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you, I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people?
I played the mod, that's why I suspect you.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen. Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you.
I'm suspicious. Suspiciosis. Because I feel like with that answer he's trying to get me to sabotage his competition. I am now a political pawn in his game.
You mean you couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here? How strange. But the gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power like nowhere else in the Empire. Perhaps when Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her. An unbeliever, then? If you come up with a better explanation, I'll be interested to hear it. If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
So the paradox explanation is brawls in the mod. So I wonder if the brawl character still exists here. The Dunmer scientist magic man.
Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule? Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it will win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately. Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Ah. Well, let's follow the quest, why not? So no book of arrivals in this. That book, which I didn't show in the videos or in the streams. Shows a very clear hint to this guy's true nature. And he gives you a copy because it supposedly helps in your investigation. Haha! I can trigger Lolo now. Let's not though. Let's wait. Continue to protect and guide you. Thank you for making me your daughter and for the lovely birthday pendant. I feel safe and fortunate to have you as my father. Oh my god, if this guy's anything like the other guy, this is gonna be bad. Alright. So no arrivals. So in the Skyrim version, this man has a book of arrivals listing everyone who's ever arrived in the city, including the player character, and listing them with certain extra qualities, let's say.
Are they?
Hello. Including how much potential they have. It gives them all a potential rating. And Maisie, according to this guy, he did. Maisie had a very high potential, which is why that book is a very clear hint as to this guy's true nature. But there's no such book here, apparently. So this guy doesn't like, yeah. What's your name again? Sorry.
Citizen.
Sentius, right. So his friend. And that's the guy that escorted me the second half, right? You must be Domitus then.
What were you two talking about? Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. What's he offering you? Money? Favours? What's your vote worth to him?
Ooh. Right, assuming this guy is Domitus, he angers easily. And I do want to keep talking to him. So I don't want to piss him off.
What else would you be murmuring about on election day? Mark my words, Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell him you've sided with that feeble old has-been, that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it? Good, then stay out of it. Nobody likes caput murde foreigners interfering in an election.
I'm sure that's a bad word.
Can't hurt. The name's Domitius.
Haha!
You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me. Why? Because I am a gladiator. That's why. You want to see me fight? Keep running your mouth, fatuous cunners.
Nice.
I think it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected. He's going to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see. 'Cause if I tell you, and it gets out, it'll give old man Sentius a chance to interfere in our plans. And we can't have that.
That makes sense.
Old man Sentius got you already, did he? Well, I'm not talking to people in his faction. Confituare.
Oh, right. End of conversation. I want to ask about your hat. I'm sure it's quality armor. I don't know.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Who?
What now? I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter.
Alright.
And the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
So maybe there is a register of arrivals then. That's actually...
I'm from Liguria,
Good.
up north originally. I was doing alright for myself.
I want to
12
see
years
this
into my
register,
service.
please.
Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it.
This guy's
My
more
commander
sympathetic.
sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl. And pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum Fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then... nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But... I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
I suppose.
Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Scintilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
So, daughters, right? Plural. You quickly corrected yourself. That's not suspicious.
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that.
Yes?
I don't see why not.
Gimme.
Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Notes. Oh god, is this actually... Alright. Claims to know a way out. Alright. Imprisoned in warehouse. Alright. Died in cistern. Disappeared. We have disappearances. Now refuses to work. Wait. Fisherman. That sounds like a man. Not to be trusted. Locked herself in palace. We have a palace. That means we have combat, probably. What else is the palace gonna be? Increasingly agitated. Restricted to her villa for her safety. These people are very different so far. No, Huh, alright. Maybe there is no Maisie in this game.
Of course. Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
Yeah, doesn't sound like a good way to live.
A war crime? Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent.
Different times, I guess.
Seems that way. War crimes. Ridiculous. What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it, so railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing.
Okay.
If you like.
I like.
He's one of the better...
Wait, nope.
He's
Wrong.
one of the...
This.
I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested.
This guy likes courting people, huh?
Not that it's any of your business. But my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today.
Why?
See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery and intimidation.
Alright.
The man's a savage. But he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change. I suppose it is.
I'm gonna keep out of this election for now. Do other things.
Alright?
I'll affect the election some other run, probably. If I can. Hello.
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman. She was poisoned.
Oh.
She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall, but there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that genetricum fututo and scratching his eyes out.
Okay.
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Navier's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared.
That's the
I'm
disappearance.
tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
You lot, thanks. Nice.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good, too. Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means.
Goddamn.
I just know Navier would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
This game just keeps piling on names of people that are gonna break the rule. Wow.
Thanks, I suppose.
I suppose.
A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands.
Ooh.
Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear
Yeah,
the
we're back
statues
on her
talking to
now.
her. But that was Navier, and she went a little mad.
Just a little.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a
All right.
midwife, not until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything.
Uh-huh.
The last time I saw her, and then she shut herself.
Uh-huh.
She's been gone so long, but
Alright.
I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope
Yeah,
one
I
of
know.
my patients...
I know, yeah.
I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that
I know.
I just know Navier would...
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Thanks.
I already accepted that.
Sure. What do you want to know?
Oof.
Do you really want to know?
From the top.
I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Hemlock, I believe. I haven't seen her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolas's villa, and they are quite secretive.
I'm starting to think they split Metellus in two. Two characters.
Gladly. I wish. Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine. Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can. May Apollo keep you safe.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm just checking. So she's not turning to gold. I wanted to see. Because if dying just turns you to gold here, that explains the statues, you know. Hello. Hi. Let's see. I don't have a weapon. I can't make a paradox yet. If I kill Sentius, that's a paradox. Alright. Let's find this man and his cures.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Well, I'm afraid to say, sir, that the statues appear to be... Yes, I can. The statues appear to be people. Yes, it's a very Weeping Angel vibe, except they can only move their necks so far. Hello. You were barely off camera then. Hey. Haha. You're not so sneaky. Not so sneaky as you think. Alright, let's talk about this poison cure.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on... Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we?
Oh, he's a dick.
You mean how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Oh god. No thanks.
Suit yourself.
Let's just quest.
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
Damn!
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it. Very well. Perhaps I can interest you in something within your budget?
A quest to steal. Well, that's a trap, obviously.
Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
Right, missing daughter then.
Certainly. I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern
I need to go
claims
to the
know
tavern.
of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking.
Oh, dude. Some
Very
people
well.
here are a bit
Another
shady, says the shady man. I need to go to the tavern. That's what I need to do. Huh. Interesting. So I can't steal his shit, apparently. Where's the inn then? You're standing very far away from your stuff, sir. No one ever steals in here, apparently, so that's... I need to find the inn.
Ah, a fellow traveler
Yeah, I
from a
don't care.
faraway land.
I have a goal now. Locked. Cool.
How am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
Oh! Okay, a bow. It's good to overhear stuff, I guess. Hello.
Help! You have to do something!
Oh!
A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon.
Well, I have nothing.
You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule.
So even the Dark Brotherhood ambush is in the game. See, I was missing that. It wasn't happening. Yes, let's do it now.
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
I will.
What? We don't have time for this. I have to go.
I wonder why that's an option.
Ugh.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, take your time. There's no rush. No rush
The
at all.
shrine is collapsing.
Oh, well, I guess that would be... I guess that would be why that's an option. Alright. I have seen the future. Before seeing the future. Yes, you can't move, I know. Alright, so this fight that's apparently going to happen here. I have no weapon, so this is going to be interesting.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is? I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest. Is that understood? You are not off to a good start. When I ask you a question, I expect an answer. Is that understood?
This guy is going to result in a... See, I can get shot. Or someone else is going to get shot. Either way, it's rule-breaking time, I think. I like to survive, though.
You.
Living is
Now
good.
tell me, who are you people? And what is this place?
I don't know, I just got here.
A small community. Ha! I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery cult.
Wow, reading into things.
You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret? So you admit you're not allowed to leave. Threatening me is not going to help you. But in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe? A distinction without a difference. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense.
I just got here.
Tell me, where did you lot get enough gold to make all these statues?
Goldish people. It's like Soylent Green.
You lot are practicing human sacrifice too. You people disgust me. Yes, because I'm the real villain here.
Yes.
It's all clear to me now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination, the mantra, the human sacrifice.
You've been playing too much Mass Effect.
Cultists. There's no doubt in my mind. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what they've become. However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself by telling me where Quintius is. Do not waste it.
I am not the elusive man. This is not Mass Effect.
Then you're of no use to me.
Okay.
Do you have any last words? Well, I'd say that's rather convenient, since I was planning to kill you
in that
anyway.
case, that's nice.
The many shall
Holy
suffer
shit.
for the sins of the one.
Right, devs, thank you. My ears, goddamn. So this is how that works, I guess. People shooting. Okay. I would rather not get hit, thank you. So, sound balancing would be nice. Hello with your blue eyes.
They're turning us to gold.
Yes, they are. Archers. From out of nowhere, seemingly. I didn't see any archer-looking statues. Hello, thank you. I'd rather not. Be gold, please. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I am. Well, this is definitely the wrong way. I am dead. Thank you. Do I get to redo the conversation now, or did it quick save when the rule got broken? That would make sense if that happened, actually. It's a good time for a quick save. So don't fall off any edges. I am still. Oh. Right. Yes, hi. I'm doing that. Thank you. Alright, yeah, go get crushed, blah blah blah. So, Archer statue.
Fine, it's collapsing.
The best part is I get to go deaf again, which is nice. Cool. Let's find some archers. None of them have oh, you have... No, none of them have bows. Where are they getting bows? Where are the archers coming from? You can see the Dwemer like constructs before they come to life. These people, none of them have bows. Yeah, that's very sad for you. Now, obviously, the way the gods see a rule is broken is through the statues, because of the glowing eyes. So that makes sense. But where are the bows coming from? Hi. Blah blah blah.
You. So. You lot.
What did I say?
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Do you have any last words? Well,
right.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Well, that's nice. That's too loud. That's just too loud. It's not nice. It's not nice. Let's go this way. They can't aim for shit, can they? This is still the wrong way, isn't it? No, it's not actually. I'm going the right way. He's already a skeleton. That was very fast. Why are your fingers moving, sir? Holy crap. Okay, so statues with bows show up and kill everyone. Statues with bows that don't seem to be present before the killing begins, which is odd. Oh, it keeps my stuff. I wonder if I can talk the assassin out of assassinating. Maybe if I find this guy before the assassin comes, and I can just hand him over. You know, this can actually easily be done. I can take the stuff, reset, and then I have the stuff. Maybe I can even save that girl that already died when I first... If I'm fast enough. The palace. The palace. Obtain a bow. So I can... No, she's already dead, but I've, you know, spent some time talking to people. I can't ask how long she's been dead. But it seems like she just died when I arrive. This makes it seem like I can talk down the assassin. I think I might need to find out who the guy is though. I think I need to find the man the assassin is after.
Salve, friend? I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life. Oh, I guess how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you. Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Huh? Zip line. Zip line? Zipline, okay.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe. Probably.
Probably.
All right, see you around.
Yeah, just give that to me. Complete stranger. That makes sense. So I can see 2 lines, 3 lines. Let's go over here. So, how do you work? Can I only do it from that end? That seems to be a higher end, so probably. How about this line? Can I do this line? No. I guess I swim. I saw the prompt for a second. What are you, though? The golden butterflies that are even underwater. Mysterious. Yeah, that's nice. Can we have a chat though? Just for realsies. Yeah, hi. You're whispering at me and I'm not answering back. Which is, hey, your ziplines thing sucks. I want a zipline though. Let's try it again. Where's the lady? Oh, it's the lady at this fire. Huh. Can I push you over? No. So I have to successfully zipline. That's a thing I need to do. Oh, well. Alright, so where's the lady? Don't steal anything, don't hurt anyone, don't. People need to finish their sentences around here. Oh, this is a nice place. So now we know, right, why people are all in positions of fear and trying to, or just drinking. But they all seem to be a bit scared. And that's because they're getting shot at, so that makes sense. So that's just the last generation, I suppose. The previous inhabitants. Which then become the next... Ooh. Right, this is the correct side to zipline from. Oh, hello. This seems nice. This place was in the mod as well. Right, this. Right, yes, that's true. That's in the palace. Yes. Ooh. We have us a heathen. Heathen. That fish is not a Roman. God. Alright, thanks. That would be nice. Money! It says take. They are looking at me, yeah. Let's have some money. Maybe I can buy the thing after all. I wonder how these people are going to respond to my flashlight. The Bloodless Shadow. Yeah, this game didn't have enough Doctor Who influence yet. Now we have Vashta Narada and Weeping Angels. Because I have no reason to need wine. The place is called Accursed. I have to say, this makes no sense to me. I'm not gonna take what I don't need. Huh. Maybe. Ye. So, you're whispering to me through them, but someone else is watching through them. That's a clue. I don't know what it should lead to, but it's a clue. Means something, I'm sure. But it also means I was right, the statue's eyes, yeah. If you're not near any statues, they can't tell if you're breaking the law.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Navier over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
This is the inn, I think. I want to talk to both of these people, but who first? Her. She's definitely more interesting.
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Yes, we know that one.
Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives.
Fair enough.
They never do. There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions.
Fatal trees, huh? Sounds like something poison could come from. Just a thought. So, instead of the radiation, we have poisonous trees, I think. And the dead lady found the path and died from the trees. The other lady is probably, the lady that was talking to the statues is probably down there right now.
help me. You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern, a terrible pattern. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more. The bloodless shadows. This is their punishment. The newly arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
I'm not as ignorant as you think.
I love your clothes. So exotic.
Thank you.
Oh, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia.
You're actually the person I was
And,
looking for.
I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's something dangerous about you, like a prowling manticore.
Oh. Alright. Yeah, why not?
Ugh, coming on a bit strong, don't you think?
Different answer next round, I guess.
I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore.
Wait till
Let's
I
just
tell you
forget
where
that
I'm
ever
from.
happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
Do you know any rumors? Oh wow, that's actually an option. Innkeeps, so useful. Let's go.
Certainly, for 10 denarii.
Oh, I found some denarii.
Have you met Navier? She used to do my hair, until one day she just snapped. This place has that effect on people. Now, she just stands around, caked in filth, muttering nonsense to herself. It's a real shame. Now I have to do my own hair.
It's not bad. You know, looks fine.
I hear that if Malleolus is elected, he's gonna throw a small festival to celebrate, with entertainment and everything. Can't wait to find out what it is.
Is that all? Are you for seriously? You're crap.
Whatever you like.
I didn't want to romance you anyway. You're not so interesting either.
Ugh, let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us.
So, maybe she has more gossip and stuff, if she still thinks you're interesting.
You know, normally, I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here.
So I guess maybe the wine would have been good to have right now. Oh well.
Straight to business, huh? I can work with that. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out. I'm happy to tell you all about it, but this is valuable information we're talking about, and I don't just give it out like some cheap oracle. So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you?
Ooh. Well, I'm not gonna admit I don't have the money if I can ask other questions. Thank you, enjoy your recordings.
Simple. It's a one-way trip, and I'm not ready to go just yet. I like my life here. One day, maybe, but not now. Well, I can't tell you too much, or you'd figure it out for yourself. But I promise you, you'll never have to spend another hour in this city ever again. I think of it this way. I have something of value, and I'm willing to share it for a price. That's not unethical. That's just good business. Now, do you want it or not? If I took your money without giving you what I promised, I'd be breaking the golden rule, wouldn't I? And I have no interest in doing that. What's the matter? Can't afford it? Well, perhaps you could take out a loan. I understand Malleolus has lent money to others, on occasion. I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. As the saying goes, to drink is human, so we drink.
That's not the saying.
All right, see ya.
You weren't as useful as I'd hoped. Huh. Oh, Galerius is running. Or might be convinced to run, maybe? Maybe he doesn't know he's running yet.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
We're finally alone. I assume you... We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break the golden rule, forcing me to create a portal in time to bring you here?
He's quick.
I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is. Only, I assume we failed, and you had to start over. Is that about right? If so, what happened? Ah, I see. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned and gathered and do better next time. Now, I assume you sought me out again for a reason? Of course. What is it? Yes? What? An assassin? What are you talking about? Then what are you doing here talking to me? Why aren't you out there trying to stop him? You'd best go. Quickly.
That's not helpful.
You mean to say you've tried every non-lethal measure you can? Well then, in that case, as much as it pains me to do so, I must act decisively to ensure the survival of my people. As magistrate, I hereby declare him an enemy of Rome and authorize his execution by your hand. Forthwith. I don't believe so, no. It's not a crime to carry out the lawful order of a magistrate.
Oh, let's try that.
Any way you can. Despite my weapons ban, it's been my experience one can always find a weapon if one looks hard enough. Very well. It looks like you'll have to continue your investigation. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask? Thank you. I'll be waiting here for news.
I was hoping he'd give me some hint.
If you're snooping around in my possessions, you're wasting your time.
Huh. Okay. Let's talk to some more people then. You're the daughter.
I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
Ah, you have a good first impression. Thank you.
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that? Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation? Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone. I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies? It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it.
The faces aren't great, huh?
I think so, yes. But she was very careful
This one
about
especially.
keeping his identity a secret, even from me. Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans. That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its paddock. He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her, so he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done. I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
Oh my god, this face! Oh, that's good. Nice. Well animated.
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest, and my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Scintilla. I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance. Oh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
Huh. Let's see if I can arrange a meeting with the competition. Hello.
Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment, it being election day.
I want to visit him though.
Too bad. He's busy. Unless... No. You don't look like you could afford it.
Everyone wants money.
I'm glad you asked. See, he's a busy man, and this is an important day. He'll be inside practicing his victory speech for tonight. Left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be disturbed. So if you want to see him, I'll need something valuable in return. Bribe? That's such an ugly word. What I'm looking for is more of a tribute to me, your soon-to-be patron. Dunno. Something good. Hey, Caput Murde. Futuere es. Just make it good.
Not enough, alright.
Just make it good. Whatever. Just remember, I'll be watching.
I'm going in. Bye. Oh. Can I do a sneak? I can hear a fire. Hmm.
Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Contrary little cap at murder, aren't you? Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh, why do I have to do everything round here? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. Used to go down into the cisterns looking for junk he could clean up and sell. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me the cisterns are haunted. Said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course, nobody believed him, because who trusts a Carthaginian, right? Anyway, a few days later, he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance, I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground. And hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold. No word of a lie. I saw a creature. Like the corpse of a man who'd been flayed. And it was eating Hannibal.
Ooh.
If it was a man, maybe. But I swear on my life this was no man. More like a Strix. Or some Proserpina that feeds on human flesh. I didn't stick around to see which. What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there and put a sign at the door to warn the others. Without a weapon? Well, it's your funeral.
Okay. Not exactly where I wanted to go, though. All right. Yes, I noticed. So what's this place? Shrine or temple or whatever. To what, though? Or who? So that would be the palace, probably.
Are they?
Kai, I've not been up there.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Hey Horatius, how's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
If you're trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work. I'm a stoic, remember?
If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, how can anyone trust him to keep us safe, eh?
Why do I get the feeling you lot had something to do with Scintilla's disappearance?
That's it. Blame everyone but yourself.
If I find out you did something to that poor sweet girl, not even the golden rule is gonna protect you. Got it?
Huh. As if I'll be afraid of you, little man.
Let's break the rule.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Still too loud. Are you punching Nothing. Enjoy. Do I get to see him die now? Oh, he's gonna get there before me. No, I want to see it. Oh, there you go. Second loop. Alright, so I wonder. Yes, I can.
Oh.
Let's save a life. Oh, did I get hurt?
Greetings and salutations.
That's a man I haven't talked to yet.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is
I can
dying?
save her!
She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Sylphium, but that Culus cumulatus decius won't give it to me. What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing, and at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle? A what? I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. I think it's your accent, because it sounded like you said, time traveler. But whatever kind of traveler you are, that was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her.
She's gonna say it was a tree.
Meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need. I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be strict. I'm tired. My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer.
Oh, how
I would
awful.
have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
It seems to be happening a lot.
It's all right. Say what you will about this place, at least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it. Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense.
I guess.
Gladly. I wish some people here just do. A city but snakes, absolutely. That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Julia, Tell me about yourself.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest. As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it.
Well, what's the point then?
No more questions.
More questions.
The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler. Please, just leave me alone.
Huh.
I don't want to talk about it. Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you?
I guess.
I can tell you, but it's a long saga.
Oh god. I have to pee, so I'll be right back. Oh, the intrigue.
All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did. I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was?
Yes.
Hemlock.
Ah, right. Alright.
Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time.
Kind of a one-way
I
trip.
demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning. Of course, I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She set me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it. I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course.
You're welcome.
I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him. I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but thank you.
So I'm thinking, which I know is wasting time, because this seems like a task that needs speed.
May Apollo keep you safe.
How do we even get up there, first of all?
Ove.
But also, she? Who's she? The chick I just talked to? That would be nice. How can I save them both? Because they both seem like tasks that I should do first at the start of a loop. Oh, right, there he is. How convenient.
Salve, friend.
All
I'm
right.
Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
I kinda have a thing to do.
All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no.
No.
Orpheus, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please, please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him. Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Yeah, I've always been good with rules. With words.
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire. I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
Bad words.
I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb.
But did that break the rule, though? It didn't.
Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it. It isn't mine. I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
Yeah, you'd best. I was wondering if I could tell him that the other chick lived. That's a hole. Can I use this? Can I tell Domitus, yo, there's a corpse? Let me in, please. Oh! I didn't actually need that. How nice. I'm trying. Oh no, this is the temple. Right, hey, dude. You've got a corpse.
Malleolus isn't
I know.
Listen, I don't abduct women. They come to me. And they keep coming back. If you know what I mean. You don't know Sturkus.
So I can't talk about...
Malleolus, of course. If old man Sentius can't even protect his own daughter, How can we trust him to protect us? Too bad. He's busy. I'm glad you asked. Left me strict instructions. If you set one foot in that villa without permission,
I need in. Crap. How to in villa? Wait!
What is it, citizen?
I'm leaving.
Alright.
What if I use the pool? Let's just
Ove.
follow the suicidal map. That's always worked out for everyone. There's a hole in the pool, so maybe it's deep enough. Let's pretend like water tension is not a thing. Whee!
Thank you. Thank you. I am
good.
Delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your Majesty.
Good. So where's the guy?
Thank you.
And who's this guy?
Deeply honored to be elected your Majesty. And now
let's find the guy.
And now I make this.
Where is he at? Did he just disappear? There should be a corpse. Or is he just hiding? Because he...
Under my leadership, you will.
I mean, there's nowhere else he could have landed. Huh.
A day of celebration, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. Yes. Yes.
I think we found our Maisie. So they did split Metellus into two characters. It's kind of loud. Can you keep it down? Hello.
Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above?
I think I did.
That was either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me? I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the election later today.
You were.
I'm glad you asked. I'll finally restore freedom to this city, just as I've been promising. These good people have suffered long enough under Sentius's tyranny.
You have interesting eyes, sir.
By declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule. It's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission. Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie?
Huh.
The person making a claim bears the onus of proving that claim. Can you do that? Can you prove the Golden Rule is real? Nonsense! There's no way you can prove that. If it was real and you'd seen someone break it, then you'd be dead already. Surely, you're not one of those people who believes everything you read, as if a lie could be transformed into the truth by the simple act of writing it down.
So you want impossible proof?
What? Oh, I see what's happening here. Another poor, vulnerable soul taken in by Sentius's machinations. He won't get away with this much longer.
I mean, I would be skeptical too. So, you know, it's fair, but what would be acceptable proof? This is a bad argument, so I'm not saying this.
True, but that is simply because you are mistaken. I'm afraid not. We're stuck down here together, for better or worse. We're all going to have to make the best of it. You mean the children's fable exploited by Sentius to scare us all into doing what he wants? Of course not. But as I always say, if Sentius can't protect his daughter, how can we trust him to protect this city? Look, if you're trying to find her, you may wish to check the cisterns beneath this villa. Domitius says he saw a body there some weeks back. Of course, just to be clear, I take no responsibility for what happens to you down there.
Right.
I trust you can see yourself out. Through the door this time. There's a key just beside it.
Oh! I get to have a key. Do I get to keep the key between loops? That would be nice.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been...
Hold on. Does this key fit any lock in this house? That would also be nice.
Delighted and deeply honored to be elected your majesty. And now...
So it does. Hello?
I'm not supposed to be in here. Talk. What business could you possibly have with me? My marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you very much.
You're Claudia.
I think a better question is, why am I being interrogated by a stranger who just barged into my villa? I have quite enough marriage trouble already, without having to explain to my husband why I am receiving strange men.
You were locked in a room.
The dainty little thing from next door? Of course not. As much as I despise her father, I would never lay a finger on that poor, sweet child. Well, I've had quite enough of this. Domitius, come quickly. We're being robbed.
Oh dear. This is a problem. I'll leave. Oh, he's just staying out here.
Oi! How did you get in there, you cheeky little stirkers? If I cop an earful from Malleolus, I'll be coming for you.
No, that's fine. You're not gonna, probably. Right. Well, to ask him, I need him to not be dead, right? Yeah. Where's the priestess? These quest markers are not helpful at all. So are you the priestess?
Isn't the great temple majestic?
A
new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from.
Yeah.
I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal
Found the
priestess
priestess.
and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?" The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change. You really don't know? You are from far away, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, I am one of the priestesses, charged with keeping the sacred flame in Rome's shrine of Vesta burning. I take it you know who Vesta is?
Nope.
Vesta is the mother goddess of hearth and home, and the guardian of the Roman people.
Okay.
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here? Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you. Older. I see. I wonder if... No. I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any
the river.
patterns. I know. I just don't want to see what happened to Navier happen to you too. Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the golden rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
Hey, you're nice. You barely know me.
Thank you. Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this
3 common
labyrinth,
threads.
and come back to me if you discover any patterns.
Okay. So, well, they all fall in the river and wake up on the banks close to here. That's one thing. Let's do it.
Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
No. Actually, I'm not done with you.
Ave again. It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask?
Huh, I can, ooh.
I'm responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed. All of the male citizens who are willing and able to attend, unless they're running, of course. Well, you're not a citizen yet, so no, I'm afraid not. But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election. By using whatever gifts the gods gave you. Nothing untoward, of course.
Huh.
You can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination. Certainly. Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
Who am I gonna be talking to? The common thread. Huh. Never even talked to you.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step.
Oh, wow. Rufius, you're the target.
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but... family's from Solucia on Tigris. Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. The one they call Ironclads. Same way as everyone else.
That's not helpful, sir.
Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious? Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now. If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either. Nobody is supposed to know about that. Did Lucretia tell you?
Ah, right.
Gah. Look, I haven't been at my best lately. All my joints ache constantly, and the pain. It has a way of messing with your head.
Yeah, I know, I've been watching House.
Stirred up by things that shouldn't bother me, and then there's the statues, and my doubts about my faith. And I just want to scream. You want to help me? Do what Lucretia hasn't been able to do. And find me something to make the pain go away. Until then, get out of my face.
Okay. So what would that be? What's up? What have you been giving him again?
Feeling all right? That's a shame.
Should I inform her? Yes, cry.
Oh,
Yes.
you mean my life story? Oh, well, I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while. Until 7 months ago when
It's
the
all the
fires
fire.
came.
They're all running from this fire.
My colleagues and I worked desperately
Or a
to try to
fire.
protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone.
Dead
My
family?
employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river and then... The next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from
I
here.
know about the river. Thanks, game. A coin? What coin?
Thank you. But to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing. Given what's happened since.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Thank you again for saving my life.
So we got river and coin. What coin though? What coin? Where's the asshole merchant? I'm trying. You. No, oh, you're gonna have this conversation with the other guy, right? Yeah.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you
Can I... Will the... game show me the way to a bow? No.
Citizen, we're finally alone.
Yeah, I know.
We have... Is that... Seems rather brash. Sextus Sentius Imperiosus is my name, though magistrate is the proper way to address me. Before I wound up here, I was a decurion in the cavalry of Imperial Rome, helping protect civilization from the barbarians. My men and I were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction. They were trying to escape a terrible fire. Unfortunately, the crowd sent my horse into a panic, and I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably figure out the rest.
Memory lapse. Well, what's the coin?
Very well.
I'm gonna
Thank you.
turn in, I guess. But what's the coin? Where's the priestess? Yeah, I know. Sun going down, or is it just shadow?
Arve. Arve again. Did you find what you need? And did you notice anything? A pattern? Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else? That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. What else? Yes, I suppose that could be something. But then most of us do tend to carry coins on our person, don't we? It's as I feared. I think I understand what
How was the coin a clue, though?
Going through. You mentioned earlier you met a young woman in the forest named Karen, yes? I see. And was this Karen by any chance wearing a hood? Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
This is getting...
What? How could you know that? And why are you talking to me instead of doing something about it? Please, go and stop him, and come back to me once we're no longer in danger.
Right. Let's figure out this assassin then.
Help! You have to do something! A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something. None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all into the chasm. So now this man's bow is the only one in the city.
Oh.
You'll just have to improvise. Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
No.
What? Why? All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Okay. Alright, let's figure this out, shall we?
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
Oh!
Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now, but you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
Well, that was easy. It's gonna collapse on his face. How nice. I'll just be here, watching it unfold. And then I get the weapon. How nice.
Filthy, lying degenerate.
And that didn't count as a murder. How nice. .45 average height, average build, dark hair, one green eye, one blue eye. Oh, okay. Well, that's obvious. I can take some one money. I'm sure she will. Oh, the crazy woman, right? That's the she. Probably. Hello? Sir?
You again. What is it now? My name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You seem to have confused me with someone else. You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing more than having different colored eyes. And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. Alexander the Great had it too, as it happens. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a natural-born ruler. Nothing more. Well, I am not suffering from any delusions, as today's election will firmly establish. Unlikely, because it simply isn't true. Now, was there something else you wanted?
No, that was it.
I trust you can see yourself out. Through the door this time. There's a key just beside it.
Huh. If there's evidence, it would be in this house. I think. That would make sense.
Do I need to call Domitius? Get out.
Nah, she won't talk to me anymore. That'll be for next round then. Next loop. The priestess is then the line I still have. Right now.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
This whisper is really putting a lot on my shoulders.
I take it you've cleared the way to the baths? Follow me, but don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
Okay. This follow mechanic is decent. So apparently there's ammo, and I got 10 from the assassin. A load screen. This place is nice when it's not old and crap. She's just gonna point at the hole in the roof and say, ooh, that's suspicious. Because I know that's where I came from. That's where you came from too.
All right, you're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood.
Yes.
Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp.
Oh.
But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Karen. It was C-H-A-R-O-N,
No.
as in Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change.
Huh.
Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute.
Oh, this is too
Sorry
convenient.
if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means.
Nah.
I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments.
I don't believe this, actually.
It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions. So, I'll try to answer them if I can.
But someone died in this, but we're already dead, so that shouldn't...
That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even Greek, you would know these stories. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks. The only difference is that they spelled it with a kappa, which I suppose means Kharon is closer to the original spelling. To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again.
I don't...
Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river, but that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not. No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livier's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help, I promise you. Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide. It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft. And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried.
I'm still not buying this.
All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril. Shh! Is everyone so blunt where you're from? Oh. That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about the Golden Rule, and maybe even put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules.
That is true.
Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day.
Probably
but
not.
But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that,
Voldemort.
you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city. The problem is, The door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again. It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stands before the great temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However, this one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize.
I think I need to take a look at this obelisk.
That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
Why would you know any of this?
Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask who would have defaced the obelisk in the first place. It would have had the god's name engraved into it, so it may be that whoever desecrated it wanted that name to be forgotten. And there's only one group of people I know of who might want to do that. There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one true god. Theirs, of course. They've been known to start fires, as well as deface religious monuments whose existence challenged their beliefs. If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding since the fire last year, so finding them won't be easy. But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. Perhaps, if you could find that, you might be able to recover the Roman plaque. I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius. His store is in the forum. Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, will be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared weeks ago. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look in his room. I'm afraid you're on your own with that one, but perhaps finding the other 3 will illuminate the way.
Illuminate, you say?
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage.
So then the missing daughter would take that role, I guess?
If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those in your travels?
Is it just the female ones? I didn't even notice.
Truly? And you're only bringing this up now? Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as Navier. Can you tell me more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say? Fascinating. Perhaps she's a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out? Oh, I see. Well, let me know if you hear anything that might be a thread through this labyrinth. All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone. In any case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin. May Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
Well, that's immediately a hit. Come on. Wade against the current. Okay. It is getting dark, isn't it? So that means we should be having an election soon. I want to check out the obelisk, which was overlooking right. What's with the boulder though? Yeah, what are you doing? This would be Egypt, I think. This is Rome. Probably. No. Yes? Where's that Egypt? No, this is... This might also be Egypt. Right, let's wait against the current... No, let's talk to the lady. Let's be nice about it. That is a good question, game. Where could the water be coming from?
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come.
I think I want to...
The newly arrived... Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Navier over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Just as the ocean, but it... Say it. Speak its name. Then it is true. I was right. I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking I must have gone insane. I had to tell myself it was true over and over again, until I wasn't sure if I was deceiving myself. I must apologize if my words seemed cryptic.
They were.
I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he himself came here. Would you like to hear it? I will do my best to remember the relevant verse.
Let's see.
There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city, where Black Dis has his cruel palace. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls, and is never too small for any populace, nor notices the crowds that come. There the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, and still others incur punishment. I hope I have done it justice, and now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think I should rest.
So what did that tell me? It reconfirmed the poison trees.
You there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts.
Okay.
Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues? And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly 1 or 2 of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life, which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the 2 of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested? Look, I might have skimmed over that one, but don't be so pedantic. Are you interested or not? Oh, I'm not suggesting we use such a bow on people. There's no profit in breaking the golden rule. Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana? No problem. Allow me to explain. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum, with a prominent statue of the goddess herself.
We're not in the
And
forum.
would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand? Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking you-know-what. Oh, gods no! If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade.
You're gonna
But
take
make
my
no
bow.
mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now, you must have questions. Ask away. I'm more of an ideas man, whereas you're obviously the more resourceful and heroic type. I have complete confidence in you. When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all mankind, do you think he was worried about the danger? Because the gods would see you, of course. Hence my proposal.
And the gods wouldn't see that.
So, are you in, partner?
Ah! That's a tip.
Wonderful. Now, if you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold leaf. This is a quality weapon. Now, bear with me for a moment. And here we are, a gold leaf bow.
Okay.
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
That's nice of you. I think the play is to get to the election now. I want to see what happens. It's been a long day. Where does the election happen again? Right here. I have to find the priestess. I can ask her to speed it up. I want to see this election, and then I'm gonna call it quits for the day.
Ave again. Did you find what you need? It must be completed by dusk. It'll be between Why do you... As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. But I suppose I could hold it sooner, if there's a good reason. Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant arguments. The last thing we need here is additional conflict. Very well. I'll get things started right away.
Let's see what happens.
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
There's still a stranger. At least one person I haven't talked to. That would be this guy. Who I can't talk to now because the election is on. So I'll have to wait. I want to see what happens. Who would be a leader? A good leader? The butterflies again. What's up there? There's a chest.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and Marcus Malleolus Gurges. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots, and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Malleolus.
Dacius.
Malleolus.
Galerius.
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil.
Malleolus.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
And finally, Domitius.
Malleolus. Who else?
So Malleolus wins.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Marcus Malleolus Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. I said, hail, Magistrate Malleolus. That's more like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now,
he's gonna punch someone, isn't he? Just to prove.
Good citizens, under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt to deceive us all, Sentius is hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
What? I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
His sentence: to fight for his life in gladiatorial combat against Domitius. Here and now for your entertainment.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Wait, I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon him. I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
This is why he's in his gladiator gear. They've been planning this all along.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Huh. They didn't even start fighting yet. How did you get that far that fast? Holy crap. He's really speedrunning. And I'm failing. How did he... He was so fast! Holy crap! Oh, this is gonna be a long wait. Isn't it? I know the outcome, but I can't skip this dialogue. Where'd he go? We're all the way back here. Unacceptable. Right. New plan. We're not gonna watch the election.
Allow me to explain. The crux of it is this. If you do anything to change the course of history in such a way that your very being here is impossible, you will have created a paradox. To illustrate, When the gold, if you manage to succeed in saving our lives, then the same thing would happen if you, say, inadvertent. If either of those things were to happen, I am given to understand you would be flung back to your original time, having changed the course of history for us and yourself. Indeed.
Alright.
Thank you. I'll be waiting.
Yeah, I've thought about it though. Let's go. Here's the deal, man. I've seen the election. I don't want to see it again because it's boring. I want an ending right now. So let's have an ending.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
I'm very curious what happens now, since apparently this is the underworld. Let's see. I think if I'm now back, that debunks the underworld theory. Hello.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
Hello.
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Really? That's strange. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kinda rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina and murdered a local magistrate, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said that the voice of a furious god rang out, and the ground trembled and statues sprang to life, firing arrows at the city's inhabitants. Apparently, as the citizens screamed and died in pain, the stranger just vanished in a flash of light. What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago? I'm not sure I understand. I'm sorry, come again? Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar?
You wrote it.
I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles. This is disturbing, but I don't understand how I could have written it. I'm not following. So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this.
I wouldn't believe it.
I guess. So what you're really saying is, you brought me back from the dead to let me die all over again. You saw the tablet. I spent a lifetime searching for a way out and never found one. I can't see how I could possibly find one now, so it seems like we're both gonna die here.
Cool.
How can you say that? You murdered a man in cold blood, and now there's a city full of dead people. And it's only a matter of time before we join them.
I guess all those old Latin inscriptions were right. Pro peccata unius multis dolabunt. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh no! Well, that's an ending. Nice. That's good timing, because I'm getting tired. Ending 1 achieved. Next time I'm gonna draw the bow on him again, because I skipped some of his dialogue. Because drawing the bow, which is left click, is the same as the skip dialogue button. So, yeah, I'll be returning to that dialogue. I won't be shooting him again, but I want that dialogue again. So I think at least one reset is mandatory in order to... You have to lose to the I think you have to lose to the assassin at least once, so you can see the collapse, and you get shot. And you can warn the lady to not go in there, because you've seen the collapse. And then you can solve the assassin problem. So that's at least one mandatory loop. Assuming the game now restarts all the way from the beginning. I don't actually know what happens now. Christopher Kent. Annie Warburton. I know these names. Bo Mary, really? Roger Ringrose seems familiar. Happiness manager, interesting. Enough has stayed the same that it's really recognizable as the mod, but enough has changed that it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting to play even when you know the mod inside out. Some of the names are very similar. It's fun to see what characters have become, what mod characters have become what game characters. So far, no one seems to take the role of Ulrin, which is interesting. And the crazy woman, I guess she takes the role of what's his face, the crazy man in the mod, the simple man in the mod, let's say. Oh, what's his name again? But she gets better, which the man didn't. So is there a continue now? I guess I can continue, but we'll find out what that actually means another time. Because for now I'm done. I wish you all a great night. And I'll see